Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please be joined today by Jillian Robinette, the Program Director for the Learning Well at La Clinica. Jillian, thanks for coming and joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So, as I mentioned, the Learning Well at La Clinica. What is the Learning Well?
Well, most people know La Clinica as medical, dental, behavioral health services, and we added a new approach, a fourth service to our program, which is the Learning Well, a place where people can come and learn about stretching, communication, career development, career pathways, all while following our simple approach to whole person well-being and healthcare. We want to focus more on how does a whole person have well-being, and what does well-being mean? And through an approach that we have recognized before with patient services, wellness programs, and our workshops, we now are steering more in hitting all of the dimensions of healthcare.
And so I think you covered a bit of this as to the why is La Clinica taking this approach to healthcare, but maybe you can also answer maybe in more detail how La Clinica came to take this approach.
Yeah, La Clinica recognized that we have a real need for diversifying our services outside of here's a prescription, here's a filling for your tooth. And what that could mean is patients could come and learn about different modalities of care to support their pain, support their needs for emotional and social connections, as well as come and be sent by their employer to work on their career development and pathways. The how is recognized through committing our wonderful, brilliant minds in our centers to create programs, services, offerings within our department at the Learning Well through our Center of Learning and Innovation building, and integrate those services in both medical, dental, and behavioral health worlds. We see it as an approach that is beyond our ability to serve people through health care as simplistic as medical and dental care or behavioral health needs, but thinking about how patients and people of our community could build resilience, could build connection, could build their own pathway to success in their life, whether that was through career, relationships, their environment, their space, their connectedness. So we're really hoping to serve that for a low income and all people of our community.
Very good. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have much more with Jillian in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Jillian Robinette, the Program Director for the Learning Well at La Clinica program. Jillian, I understand that Winter Spring, the grief organization that we reported is now part of La Clinica, is connected to this work, the Learning Well. How does that relationship happen?
Yeah, over the summer, we incorporated Winter Spring into our organization, and it was such a gift that they accepted our invitation and joined us. They're a long-term Rogue Valley grief support and education business who really come at learning about grief in a different way for people of our community. And we thought it was a perfect pairing in the Learning Well to walk through a journey of grief or loss in any way and have education, support, and connectedness through that.
In a recent community newsletter, La Clinica announced another related initiative to build workforce development programs through the Learning Well. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, we received a grant. It is really to get our workforce ready. We've seen significant shortages, not only in healthcare amongst our community, but in all locations, all different disciplines. And this was before the pandemic. And now you can think about what it looks like after the pandemic. And so this grant is really to focus on recreating and restructuring what healthcare workforce looks like, especially for our Latinx community. Providing pathways for staffing, providing pathways for career development, and creating interpreter training programs and creating pathways for people to connect with our community in a different way that may be workforce and not healthcare.
Jillian, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about this program today.
Yeah, thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.